What a crazy couple weeks it has been.
It has.
Wow.
I've fallen into the hole of, like, what day is it?
I
What
think
time
everybody
is it?
has.
What day is it? Am I
Yeah.
wearing the same clothes as yesterday?
Nobody knows because nobody remembers anything. I'm like, I had a closing today and I kept saying, today is Thursday, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, it's almost the weekend again. Yay.
"Yeah, what are you doing Friday?" "Oh, yeah, that's
Right?
only tomorrow." Oh,
Right?
I've been in there, and I gotta tell you,
Yes.
so I've been on holiday for about 2 weeks now, and just for everybody to know, I'm in my car, and yes, we're still hustling. Hold on.
You're still
Luggage
trying
is
to drive home.
I am, but hey, work comes first, so here we are. I'm just coming back from holiday, 2 weeks off, kinda ish, we never stop working. You had your closing today. I'm coming down. My 16-year-old is flying in from Germany at 8:45.
That's
So
amazing.
I'm coming back into the area from my holiday, and then I'm heading straight to the airport, grabbing her from her holiday, and we're going home. We both have been gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to live that life. That's my future self right there. That I'm gone and off and doing fabulous things for a couple of weeks. I mean, we deserve it. We work hard all year long. We get to do that.
We did, and congratulations. Hold on, I have another drink. Congratulations to your closing.
Oh, thank you. Like my Hawaii cup.
I
Wait, you can't
do.
see the word Hawaii. There it is. Yeah. Anywhere but here at this point, right? Just because like it's been cold.
It
Cold, a little bit of snow, but not sticking. I know up north it's sticking, but down here it's not sticking yet. So I'm like, ugh. But yeah, yeah, so Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year, Hanukkah, all the things. Like I don't even know all the list of things that are going on. But yeah, so closing today and it was great to work with this agent. It was great to be able to work with, it's not often that I get to work with a VA situation. And this buyer was a VA. And so that was really cool. That always makes me feel good that, we can support the men and women who have served the country. And I'm so glad that they have the loan product for them. Hello, everybody that's coming in. Welcome in. We've got a great topic for you. I'm so glad you're here. Cece Machieski and she is my fantastic lender with Simple Home Lending. I'm Holly Amato, real estate specialist, and we have great topics every week. Typically, we're here Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern. But with all the holiday stuff, we have been moved to Thursday. Hi, Ashley. So yeah, basically we're going to talk tonight. I think, Cece, I wanted to tell you, as from the lender perspective, as an agent, sometimes we're a little biased with loan products, but it really was nice to be able to work with this buyer and to be able to, and also the agent was also a former Marine. So I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's about so this year alone, I did my numbers. This year alone, about 45% of the families that I was able to help serve, about 45% was VA loans.
Yeah, that's outstanding. I love the little light you got going on. Anybody who doesn't realize CC is such a trooper, she's joining us from her car, and somebody seems to be flashing their high beams on her right now, which is
Yeah. Well,
fantastic. The things that we do to be live on YouTube. But yeah, so that's the thing. And I thought, like, why don't we talk about some of the myths that people have surrounding VA, the veterans, men and women who are active duty or are veterans, who have a lot of people don't know that they have the benefit when they go to buy a house. So I think we should kind of like clue people in on what it is, first of all. What does it mean? How's the loan a little bit different? Like, what's the benefit to the buyer? Why would they want to use that benefit? And then I would love to talk about some of those myths because, a lot of sellers kind of get a little nervous and think, oh no, should I accept a VA offer on my property? So I think it would be a really good conversation.
and there's a lot to discuss because I know some and I've had to convince them. And sometimes I got to tell you, the individuals who serve for our country, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate your time, your service, and everything you've gone through. just to keep us protected because that's first and foremost what America is about. We
Absolutely.
we
Cheers
absolutely
to
love,
that.
yes,
Mhm.
love where I live, so thankful to live here and for the individuals who have served for us. With that said, now there are times part of my closing, I've actually had 2 VA clients not take a VA loan and went and did a, conventional loan
Mhm.
that made more sense for them. So they
Mhm.
actually did not utilize their VA benefits. So sometimes it's there and sometimes it doesn't need to be there. So let's talk about purchasing a home while using your VA benefits. Number 1, I'm going to need a DD 214. We need to see documentation and eligibility. Sometimes the eligibility is not there. Unfortunately for our friends who are National Guard.
Okay.
National Guard, there are rules with National Guard if you can use it or not. So I'll get a couple National Guard clients who think that they have VA benefits and they don't just yet.
Oh,
So
that's a bummer.
I know that was hard. I had one who closed 2 years ago. Actually, 2 days ago, she made a post that this is her 2-year anniversary.
Love
And when
that.
she, yes, and when she first started with the VA process, they stopped her, I think she was short just by 3 days being able to have VA benefits of when she
Oh,
served her time. So she had to wait till her next deployment. Halfway through her deployment, she got her time, and then we were able to start searching. So there's some pros and there's some cons. Now,
uh-oh. Oh, no. Cece is frozen. Okay, well, we'll see if she's able to get back online. Oh, there she is. He's
I'm
back.
here. Sorry. I actually surprisingly had someone call me, which you and I discussed. I didn't think anybody would call me right
Oh, I
about
knew they
now.
would. Yep, I knew
Yeah,
someone would call
yeah,
you.
of
It's just the
course.
luck of the draw.
It is. So with the VA, we need to see eligibility. That's first and
Right.
foremost. And you want to talk to your loan officer because there's a lot of isms that come along with it that
Mhm.
actually have little nuances than a regular conventional loan. So with that said, pest inspection would be one. But the
Yeah, and like
biggest
pest
thing is,
inspection is like, so for people who don't know, like part of the home inspection. So in Michigan, we don't typically do it. Like unless it's in an area where maybe we there could have been some termites. You know, there are there are maybe more up north, but like where I'm at southeastern Michigan, it's not a big, unless it's known that there could be, or unless it looked like there could have been some, evidence of maybe carpenter ants or termites or something. Um, they don't really usually do it, but VA requires it, that the
well,
buyer
hold
has
on.
to do it.
I have a trivia question for you. We did
Oh
trivia
boy,
for
if this is
everybody
about bugs,
watch.
I'm gonna fail.
It is. Well,
Oh
not
no,
necessarily.
my
How many
arachnophobia is kicking in. Shoot.
no, how many counties do you think enforce pest control for a VA loan? Out of the state of Michigan, how many counties require this?
I'll bet it's not as many as I'm thinking. I'll bet it's ours for sure, like our three for sure, and probably Lapeer and St. Clair 5. I'll say 5.
So now I believe there's 11 counties. That is it. That
Oh, okay,
that
so I'm gonna say our
require.
three. I'm gonna say our three, the trifecta,
Mhm.
Motor City, all three. You don't think all three don't? Wayne
Nope.
doesn't.
There's 11 counties that require it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think it's
11. Okay.
right around 11. So it's not
Oh, 11
many.
counties. I thought you were saying there's 11 counties total. And I was like, I think there's more than 11 counties, but I didn't want to.
No,
Oh, say,
that
okay. So 11 counties that
require,
require it. Got it.
yeah, and the rest don't. So it's
And of
not
course, we're
even
in
a
the areas
thing.
where they require it.
Yeah, and do we need it at that point? Absolutely not. So knowing that aspect, they're already saving money, knowing
Mhm.
that we need VA eligibility documentation, that's huge. And to understand it because there's a funding fee, there's no mortgage insurance, and you can put 0% down. The best thing about it, you can negotiate seller concessions. This is the fun part for me because I love spending money and helping my clients save and spend money.
Yes.
What's really cool about seller concessions is you're not stuck at 4%. I pushed higher. I've got to 5.5, some get to 6% seller concessions. It depends on what bank you use.
Okay, because you
So
have different options for fun for your lending.
you do with different banks. So, but typically with their underwriting, what we can get away with and what we can't get away with. So it's fantastic where um I think the last one that we had a purchase with was actually, I think we were able to push it to like 5.1% of seller
So you can't
concessions.
typically do 6% on a VA?
Now, here's a hard part. Not all of it can get used. Remember, it's prorations.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh shoot. She's going out again. Oh, are you back? Nope.
Did I lose you?
Yes, you did.
That's actually funny because that was my old client who I closed 2 years ago, VA, who just called through.
Ears were
Miss
burning.
Brianna. Yeah, yeah, I think it was for sure. So, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, the
Yeah,
seller
because you have to pay the
concessions.
prorations as part of that the up of the entire
Yeah, so depending on the
concessions.
loan amount, we can only utilize so much. So if I can squeeze 4% seller concessions,
Hmm.
fantastic. But with 0% down, that's where a lot of that money comes in to fix and finalize all the rest of the numbers. The only fee that we can't pay for are your fees.
Yeah. So yeah, if
You
there's
wanna talk
a
about that?
yeah, so that and my brain just went blank on what it's even called.
Oh, okay, the real estate transaction fee.
Yeah, but it's called the oh my gosh, it's been a long week. So yeah, it's oh my gosh. I'm having one of those brain moments. I'm having
That's
one of
how we
these
have it listed on our end.
middle-aged women. Yeah, so it's the transaction fee. Ding 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 ding. Yes. So the transaction fee is something that we are and different brokerages are different. The way EXP does it, like like while we're not capped, while we're working on getting capped, they charge a lot less. Once we've capped, they charge 250 a transaction plus the other couple fees. So if you're in that stage of where you're capped, let's say in my situation with EXP, um, the agent would have to pay that. I would like to look into it though, because I want to say there might be a way for some brokerages to just waive it. And I wonder, I bet EXP would do that because I think, because obviously, why would they not? And I wish I was a little bit more prepared in this moment, but because I don't haven't dealt with a lot of it, but now I really want, I'm going to ask that question, like what happens with when we have a VA, there's no, can we just, I think we can just waive it. I want to say we can waive it. We can, obviously,
Each
they have to,
each
but
Yeah, it cannot be
they can't pay
charged.
it. But we can pay it as agents. If the brokerage you're with won't waive it, the agent
Mhm.
has to pay it. So that's sometimes one of the Debbie Downer sides is, a lot of agents, especially newer agents, don't really want to have to give up part of their commission. But again, I think it should be something that's waived. And I'm going to look into that because if it's not, it should be because
It
why
is
not?
a straight guideline. It is a guideline. We cannot get around that. It's
Right.
0 negotiation,
Right.
nothing. And I
Yeah,
think
no,
a
they can't be
brokerage
charged it. Right. So that's the real estate side of it. And it should just not be charged to them. I mean, yes, there are fees, there are transaction fees, there are, brokerages have people that are to be in compliance. I should say this now because people are probably wondering what's our transaction fee? To be in compliance with the state of Michigan is a lot. Let's just say they're a whole lot. And one of the probably the biggest like costs for real estate brokerages is all of the people that are working in the office and in the background, making sure that every single I is dotted, every T is crossed, every document is correctly accounted for. There aren't documents in the office that could have sensitive information, and everything is uploaded. We have everything uploaded into a system, and every document, when I upload documents as I'm going through the transaction, like pre-transaction, during the transaction, and post-transaction closing docs, they look at everything and they will throw things back at you and be like, oh, you didn't do this, or oh, you didn't do that, or they'll just get really nitpicky about things. So they've got a whole team of people that they're paying to do this, and they have all these things that they have to, and I don't even know what the checks and balance look like on the brokerage side from the back end, but I know it's a lot. So of course there's a fee to
Mhm.
that. um and it's a fee and part of doing business. So it is what it is. But
It
yeah.
is, but it can't be part of that seller concession.
Mm-mm.
So with 0%
VA buyers
down,
cannot pay that. You can't charge it to them on the real estate side. And
no.
but honestly, I besides just feeling good about working with somebody who served our country, because that's a huge plus. I the way I understand it is the way that these files are underwritten too. They're very like like you're not going to lose, let's say, lose your ability to purchase. Where sometimes there's situations, things that pop up, but once one of these files is underwritten, it's my understanding it's pretty ironclad.
When we have an approval, yes, unless and that I think the only thing that could go sideways after an approval is one of our self-employed borrowers, they find something wrong with a tax return, the
Okay.
higher ups find it. When it comes to my VA loans and the individuals that I work with that are currently, working right now, let's say I had, gosh, a client who works over at Selfridge, who's a mechanic on the airplanes. They, it's very easy, super easy. They have housing pay, and we can utilize our, now, I did see that Wade made a comment on this post, so he's on here. Um, is it BHA? You're gonna have to correct me.
He said supposed to be in 5 years, I believe, for the VA benefit to kick in. That was his comment.
Oh, I think he was discussing about,
That was
the
in the
National
beginning when you were
Guard.
talking. Yep, when you were
The
talking about
National
in the beginning.
Guard.
Yeah, he just said
BAH.
BAH. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So with the BAH, we can take that and utilize that as income. And a lot of VA clients don't know that. A lot of loan officers don't know that. That we could take their housing assistance income and add it towards their income.
Ooh, that's awesome because they get
It
a
is
nice stipend. They get
they
a
do.
nice chunk
They
of
do.
change monthly.
So the clients that I closed a couple years ago, they both work at Selfridge. They both have housing allowance. So that housing allowance actually, I think, went up to about, I think all said and done, I think they were almost at 4,200 just
That's
in
a
housing.
lot. Yeah.
Yes. So it was fantastic where
Yes.
that's income that helped advance and level up the home that they're in. So what if you're not working with a loan officer that knows VA loan re- loan requirements or their guidelines? They wouldn't know. They wouldn't look at that. They just look at their hourly rate. What do they make? So you just really need to know your guidelines. Another thing, knowing to say when they live with family, that's huge. We're running underneath government guidelines. Now, one of the downfalls that I hear that I would love to discuss is that a lot of people are worried about reinspection. So let me
Mhm.
clear everything up. When I get that eligibility, we get you pre approved, we get you through everything. We have all your documentations, you're organized, you go under contract, we order the appraisal. If something's not right with the home, you have to fix items. Then there's a re-inspection, and that's about $150.
Right. And
Yeah,
it
that
takes extra
costs
time. So, and that, like, you were just basically talking about, like, you need to work with the person who knows the loan product and someone who knows what they're doing. So, that's for the real estate side. Like, my side, it falls on us as the agent, listing agent, and the buyer's agent needs to be paying attention to understand what are those health and safety. It's the same, typically the same as what FHA would call out too. Health and safety, different situations. It's usually like smoke alarms in certain
G
areas.
GFI.
GFIs. It's not a
Mhm.
big deal. I mean, you got to have a handrail. If you
Peeling
have like a
paint.
staircase with no handrail, you got to put a handrail up. Can't have peeling paint. So, it's kind of like, it's not like they're not, going crazy with it. The roof has to have at least 2 years of life, I believe, left in it.
No,
Is it two?
more,
Is it
more.
more? Is it three?
I think they like to see 5. We can get away with 3
I
to
think I
5.
got 3 to 5 from somebody. Like there was at
Yeah.
least three. It's somewhere in that neighborhood of something. But like, so they want to basically make sure of a couple things. So when I'm listing a house, I don't know who the buyer is going to be. I don't know if it's a VA, FHA, conventional, cash. So I'm just going to be looking around and really doing a careful walkthrough with the seller and pointing out things that could potentially ding us with an FHA or a VA, because we might as well get it taken care of anyways. Because a regular, any buyer might notice it too and say, hey, it's going to come up on an inspection. It's not like their inspection is any different. They're still going to pull the same stuff. It's just, does the seller have to do it in order to close? Are there workarounds? That's the only thing. So it just makes sense to do the walkthrough with your agent, make sure that you're good, and anything that could be an issue, you address, you know? And same thing with the buyer's agent. If you're walking through and your client's going VA or FHA or anything that's government backed, you're going to have to take a look and say, you know
And have
what?
the eyes for it.
Yeah,
You
I
have
see
to.
this. I see this. Oh,
Mhm.
concrete is a big one. They've gotten nicer with concrete. But if there's a huge heave in the concrete, or if the bigger thing is the
If
stairs
they're
going up,
uneven, right? Is that
and they have
uneven?
to be a certain lift. They can't be not uniform. Like they have to be like whatever the code is, basically. Like they can't have one big, huge step. Yet that's out of line. So stuff like that. But yeah,
But
as a
that's
buyer's
normal.
agent, you need to
That
know.
that would happen under FHA anyways.
Hmm.
So it's just working as a team. You're going to hear Holly and I talk a lot about teamwork, organization, getting this ready. So when we work with certain clients that work within certain programs like VA, you have to have those eyes. You have to talk to your buyer, you have to talk to the seller, and then that seller's agent going, "Look, this is a potential person who wants to put an offer in your home. It's VA. Can this pass without a reinspection? If there
Hmm.
is a reinspection, is the seller, and this is where the communication comes in, is the seller willing to fix up to a certain amount? That's the
Yeah.
next part. Are they willing to fix something up to $500, $1,000? What if it's big? And
Right.
have that communication. And in any loan, there should be teamwork between all of us. So
Exactly.
if there isn't, and we get smacked with a reinspection where most people are scared about, that means that communication wasn't there, or someone wasn't doing their job or
Right.
paying attention. Unless something came out of the woodworks, which has happened before.
Sure.
It's rare. I think one person had something with painting in a closet. It wasn't my loan, it was somebody
It's
else's
usually
loan.
not a big deal. It's like I
Yeah,
had one time, it was so silly. It was outside. There was one little part, but we literally had Inspector Gadget. This guy was kind of crazy. It was like the way that the brick line, the brick ledge. So there's a little piece that needed, like, I mean, not even a bag of dirt. It was across the street from my dad. It was my listing. My dad literally, when I found out, because the neighbor was living in Florida at the time, my dad ran to Home Depot, threw the dirt in, tamped it out. We took a picture and it was fine. I mean, it was the dumbest thing ever. The $2 bag of dirt and that was over. Like stuff like that where you're
yeah,
like, oh, okay,
it's
yeah,
not serious, which is comical,
yeah.
honestly. W
Yeah, they're not gonna
Getting
ask you to rip off the roof and redo it, obviously, unless it
well,
doesn't have life
if
left in
it's
it.
if there's no life and that roof is hit, they're gonna have issues with a conventional loan.
Mhm.
They will have to take a cash offer at that
Well, they'll
point.
have issues with insurance too, because a lot of these insurance companies now, it's interesting how I'm getting called as the listing agent from, um, I got a call. This was not this listing that I have. It was the last closing they had before this one, not the closing for today. Oh, wait, no. No, it was the closing for today. I got a call from the insurance agent who was trying to get them the best rate and wanted to know if we could give a better age of the roof. I go, listen, I was with him when we bought it in 2019. I don't remember what it was, but he just had these guys just had an inspection. It should be on their report. He's like, yeah, they just tell you how many years of life are left. I go, isn't that enough to get insurance? But so they actually called me because they were like asking for more information, and my sellers really, they didn't know, they didn't put the roof on. But yeah, so it's something that you want to know, and it's going to help you regardless of what you're looking at, because these different agencies, insurance now is really cracking down too. I think with all of the payouts that they've had to do with the hurricanes and all the things, it's like, I think we're going to start to see this, that insurance
Well,
companies get a little bit more, like a little bit more of a stickler on some stuff.
that and between Google Earth, the satellites, they can see.
Hmm.
If they're not going out, they have the drones, need it. It's they're cracking down
Yeah.
just a little bit. They're cracking down.
Right.
I'm trying to think, what else can we discuss with VA loans that are myths? Because the pest inspection's one,
The pest
seller
inspection,
concessions.
seller concessions, and then the reinspection, which is what you talked about, which is basically done during the
Mhm,
appraisal, is quote the second inspection basically.
correct. Two.
And then if something has to be redone, um, the buyers don't want to have to pay to have another. Typically, they don't, though. I mean, if they have to come back, sometimes they're nice, though. And if it's something silly like that dirt example, we took a picture and it was fine. The guy didn't come back out. But I think with sellers, the biggest myth is that they're not going to close on time.
And that's a shame because even though it's a loan product, it doesn't take that long. At least with my company, I'm very blessed. It does not take long at all. I was able to, on a purchase, let me make this very clear. On a purchase, I was able to close in 17 days. 16 days was the quickest. Refinance, I refinanced in 7 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was just rate and term. So we had to wait just a little bit, and then, yeah, because I think at that time I had 3 VA loans going in at once,
Oh,
and
wow. That's a lot.
they were all refinances back in the September area. Or we're able just to, as long as the client was quick and efficient, we're able to close them very quickly. So there's a lot of myths to it. Now, if you're
Yeah.
working with a big bank like Bank of America, I'm trying not to throw anybody under the bus, but Bank of America will take a long time. A
Hmm.
credit union will take a long time. I'm a hybrid. I'm a broker and I'm a mini correspondent. So I have bank rates and bank capabilities because we fund our own paperwork. Brokers don't fund. We have a line of credit that's multi-million dollar because we close just in my little office alone multi-millions a month. So we have to have that line of credit open and going. So I have that flexibility to be able to close so quickly.
Right. And I do think
Yes.
that's, again, just comes back to who you work with, because I know you've got a lot of workarounds we've discussed over the years for situations, and it's not even, it doesn't even matter what type of loan product is. There's just always a way around some things, you know, and I think that the public knowledge of the VA loan, they've just heard, because back in the day, FHA had a bad rap too. They used to take longer. They used to take 45 days was average for FHA. Like if you were taking an FHA, I remember 10 years ago, purchase agreements, we would always put 45 days if it was FHA, because that was standard. And things, the streamlining process has gotten so much better. So
Yes.
30 days is normal for everything, you
Well, as
know?
long as there's no reinspection, that reinspection is what
Sure.
usually can push it off. But again,
Hmm.
that's where teamwork comes in. Is
Right.
there an issue? Is there peeling paint? I see that we have a comment. The inspection varies. When I bought my first home, I passed it with no problem, then sold it 9 months later, and the inspector had an issue with the peeling paint. That right there
Yeah.
comes down to the actual appraiser. Now, I do have
Yes.
a few appraisers.
Inspector Gadget.
I like that, so
If you get Inspector
Inspector
Gadget, they're gonna
Gadget
ding you on everything.
on everything, but I
Mhm.
do have some that are lenient around certain bases. So, like, I have an inspector who lives and right around the Selfridge area. I know another inspector who lives over in the Grayling area, and they're a little more relaxed with their VAs because they
Sure.
know and they are most likely serve themselves as well.
Right.
So I'll get a few that are just slightly relaxed when they know. Because when you order an appraisal, you have to let them know what kind of loan this is. So
Right.
they pick the right inspector. So they know this is for a veteran or an active duty military member. So I'll have some that are not as picky because they understand. So I'm wondering if this last comment, the inspector was lenient, and then the next one was just Inspector
Right.
Gadget.
Just
He
out to
had to see everything, pull out that
yes.
magnifying glass,
Probably the
look at
same guy we had
everything.
that wanted that little patch of dirt for the love.
No, it happens, but all these myths, there's just a lot of worry, and it comes down to Google, like Doctor Google, or what you see online, or what people know that happened 20 years ago.
It's
You're
the
saying
talk. That's what it
it
is. People who bought in the 90s are
yeah,
telling everybody about their experience, and it has changed so much. You
it
know,
has, and
You
we
can't listen to that perspective. You need to talk to a professional who will tell you what's current. What are the current market trends? What's going on in real estate and mortgage? Just because Uncle Bob bought a house 30 years ago and it really went sour for him, that's not going to be what you want to take to the bank when you're going to purchase. You really do have to check your sources on things. Uncle
yeah,
Bob
and
might be great at a lot of things, but I don't know that
but
he's the real estate guru that he thinks he is.
they don't know. I had
Just
someone
saying.
argue with me about one of the VA guidelines, and they were upset that him and the girlfriend, again, girlfriend, is not a vet and
Okay.
wanted them both on the loan. Within guidelines to
Okay.
utilize a VA benefit, only that VA can use their benefits unless they're
Okay.
married.
Got it.
And that is it. So if they're married, they both can go on the loan. So I had the person arguing, and their parents got on the phone saying, "Yes, you can do this." I'm like, "Sir, no, you cannot." That's all I kept saying. "Sir, you cannot. Sir, you cannot." She is not military. She has no VA benefits. This does not apply to her. It can only be under his name, which means it's only his income. So it took
Mhm.
the level of house that they wanted and dropped it. Now, the alternative is if they went conventional, and they end up going conventional.
Right. In
They
that
both
situation,
want
it
it.
would make sense, right? Because now they need more buying power or they need to
Mhm.
just go get married.
Ooh, ooh.
Why not? I want to get married.
Yeah,
I've been single forever. I'm ready to get married.
but not for a house or insurance.
Listen,
That's
at the
no.
closing today, we were talking about the tax benefits and the closer we were talking about being married. And I'm like, dang, I got to get married. And she started laughing. She's like, well, then you could just get married and get divorced after the house. I go, no, honey, do you know how much a divorce costs? No,
I can't. Let's
no,
not.
no, I'm not doing
Let's
that. No,
not.
I want to find the right human. Let's talk about that for a minute. Anywho, 2025 is my year. I'm putting it out there.
It is, and being
Sorry, I
able
just
to
thought we would segue for just a quick second and talk about
we
me.
can we can segue all about you and that fabulous jacket you're wearing.
Oh my gosh, I just bought this jacket because it was the semi-annual sale. Girl
Oh,
math.
oh
Girl math.
no.
Semi-annual sale equates
Oh
to 50%
no.
off of the already sale. So this jacket, I have to be proud, was $225. It was
Shoot.
marked down to 135. I got it for $65.
No, what?
See,
I
we should have
had
a
that
cheering, "Woo," like was that those cheering things in the background?
those
65.
applaud buttons.
Girl math.
Yes, we need an applaud button for you.
Applause button. Girl math. I needed a new
Yes.
blade. I needed a new
So I
jacket for closing, and I was like my early birthday present to myself.
so I call it female economics. Love it or
I
hate it.
feel like we
It's
have an A plus. We could teach this class.
female economics, that is. And
Yes.
yesterday I pulled out that gift card. I had it set down. I kept falling off the couch. I think one of the dogs stepped on it.
Wait,
And
I
then,
think they extended it to today, maybe. I think I got an email that said they
oh,
still had something going on.
I hope
Get
so.
in there.
And
Get in there, man.
I have that that $100 gift card just eating a hole in the wallet.
Because you want to get the half off. Well, and the sale's going to keep going until they run out. There was like, when I go in person because I want to try this stuff on. Although White House Black Market is my favorite store, and I literally know everything. Thank you, Martin. Martin says he's going to edit the video and add the applause sound. Thank you so much.
Woo!
See,
Yes.
this is why we have friends in YouTube land. Thank you, Martin. Martin cares. He knows what's important about life. But yeah, so I like to go in there and
Finding
try
you
it
your
again.
human. Wait, was that
Yeah.
applause for you finding your human, your person, or is this for the female economics conversation?
Oh, I think it was when I said, "Oh, we need an applause button right there." Because what did I
Mm.
say? I don't even remember what I said. Now I just forgot what I even said. Maybe Martin will remind us what we said because we have no clue. But yeah, you got to go in person and try it on. But if you can't go in person, I do know pretty much my sizes there. But I just love going in and seeing it and doing it and walking out with my big bag and feeling like I just like stole something because I like got so much and I had a gift card.
I know,
And there's nobody to tell me no. Who's going to tell me no?
mine fell on the ground and someone picked it up and like, "Oh, is this yours?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I just
You
got
almost lost
sidetracked.
your gift card.
I did. It's black and the couch is black, so I almost lost it. But I have it.
So sad.
I'll have to do it tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. So what time is it now?
7:22. I know you've got to get to the airport.
I
You got to
know
go
because
pick up
I'm
your baby
just
girl.
yes, I'm just coming back from my 2-week holiday. I had a great time. I was in Florida, then I came back. I think I was in the Metro Detroit area for less than 24 hours. Of course, got my nails done.
Love it.
Priorities. Priorities. No. Ooh.
Today. You keep
I
going.
feel like we should be like Julia, but mine are not that pretty as Julia's.
Oh, her nails are off the chart. They're like,
Uh, Fit check
yeah.
on nails,
I wouldn't
right?
even be able to do the computer with those nails. Crazy.
Yeah. But hers are gorgeous and
Yeah.
fabulous. So, no, so I gotta get down to right now. I am sitting for anybody who knows the Detroit area. I'm sitting because I was on the expressway coming south from northern Michigan. I am sitting at oh gosh, what mall is this?
Great Lakes.
Great Lakes. Thank you, because of all the lighting
Girl,
where people.
I got the mall questions. Okay. I might
Great
forget
Lakes.
a
I
few. I
know.
might forget what I said 10 seconds ago, but I got the mall question.
Yeah, yeah. Usually I'm over at
Yeah.
Somerset, Partridge, the Villages, stuff like that. So I don't really ever go here to Great Lakes, but it's a nice mall. At least sitting here near TJ Maxx, it looks pretty nice. Makes me
It,
almost want to go shopping.
you can't go alone in the mall there, though. There's a lot of things that have been happening, reports at that mall. So
Ah, yeah,
that's
no,
okay. I'll
that's
come
not
with
good.
you. I'm just that kind of friend.
You would help spend my money.
I'm
Fabulous.
good. Listen, I am here for you. I am
I am
here
not
for
good at
you.
fashion. So a lot of my stuff is black and white. I'm wearing black
Let's
and white right
go.
now. I need color and I need something that'll fit me. So when we have our next VA closings and our
Yes.
real estate and loan videos, that I have something better than just black and white on. Even though, of course, I love my black and whites on me.
Listen,
Just
I'm a
get a
black and
pop of
white girl,
color.
but yes, color.
Mhm.
Gotta have the pop of color. Gotta
Yes.
have the pop of color. Martin is Sweetie's offering to. Oh, you were real estate for fun. So he's doing video. Wants to film our first podcast at no cost if you both want that. That would be super fun. We actually did. So Martin, we did a podcast for a year straight with there was four of us total, and it was awesome. And we need to get back to that because I'm starting a podcast too, and Cece will be on it. It's a different this is our mortgage real estate. It's really real estate mortgage, but I'm doing another one too, which is going to be super cool. So yeah, we'll take that offer. You can reach out, let's talk about that.
So now so within YouTube world, there's no DMing, right?
We can't DM. Girl,
So
I was
what
telling someone to DM me. Do you know I looked it up? That stopped in 2019. You
Ah,
haven't been able to DM on YouTube since 2019, but I don't really DM on YouTube. So I
so how can
never
they get a hold of you?
So the cool thing is on this video, when it's posted, every video that I have posted, when you click in the verbiage below and you read it all, it says that my phone number is there, which actually it's a number that is directed to my cell phone, and email and all the things. So that's how you can get a hold of me. And you just Google me. I mean, Holly Amato Realtor. I'm pretty much everywhere, and you're out there too.
I
You're out
am.
there as
So,
CC
yeah,
Machieski. Yeah.
CC Machieski,
Good luck with that
and it's
last name spelling, guys.
I
It's
know,
just
but it's
call
let's
me. I'll give you her number.
it's so I know it gets
It's
challenging.
not easy.
But let's talk mortgages. You can
Mhm.
find me on a lot of different socials, which is um up and coming. I just rebranded just recently, so I'm starting fresh with a brand new brand and a new look, which is fantastic. So that's rolling out in 2025. Again, we're gonna have a stellar time in 2025, Holly. You and
It's
I.
gonna be killer. And not only
Oh,
that, we're getting down to Florida because let me just I can't end any of our talks without reminding everybody. Cece and I are both licensed in Florida. I have my broker license in Florida, and Cece is licensed to do mortgage, and she's got some amazing reverse mortgage products and all kind of things. And we had our first business trip down in October to meet with a development company, and on the Fort Lauderdale side, and that's one of our 2025 big
goals.
so I'm going to call it a bold move. I'm calling them bold moves, not goals, because goals tell your brain that they're things that you're aspiring to. And I'm saying bold, big, like bold move, like I'm doing it. Like it's a
Mhm.
move. I'm like doing it. I have to tell my brain that because then I have to put more
Well,
focus
it's going
on
to happen.
going in that direction. Yeah, like it's going to
Mhm.
happen. So yeah, so that's another thing that we've got going too. So yeah, that's 2025 is I'm coming for 2025 in
Oh,
so many
yes.
ways.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
wheels are off, gloves are off, everything's
Yeah.
off. I'm just all in it.
And I filmed some pretty cool content while I was in Florida. I got a few pieces, some B-roll.
Um,
And gonna start doing more marketing. So there's a lot that's shaken. And
yeah.
again, to, to round out the conversation about that one loan product, the VA loan product.
Hmm.
Again, talk to us, get organized. If you're in the state of Michigan, if you're in the state of Florida, we love the men and women that serve for us. So please
Absolutely.
contact us. We're here to protect you. We're here to know the guidelines as well the houses that you should and should not buy underneath a loan product like that
Sure.
and help save you money. And especially with negotiation, I'm going to toot Holly's horn for a moment and then I gotta take off because I gotta get to Metro Airport to pick up my 16-year-old coming back from Germany. Is that her negotiations, not every time can you get seller concessions. You're going to hear me say, yes, I can get up to this, but not all homes can you get seller concessions. So if that is a goal of yours to help have zero closing costs, zero down through a VA loan, zero closing costs, because those are two different things. Zero down, and then you have closing costs. Seller concessions can help cover those closing costs,
Hmm.
but not every seller will take it. So, being with Holly, who really likes to negotiate and really gets to know. And here's the best part, our reputations are huge to us. We know a lot of people we can look up, and if we don't know them directly, we know enough people who do and how to speak to them and negotiate with them. So, if by chance we don't know that agent, we have a good friend who does, and we can go, hey, look, this is someone who's active duty. Hey, look, will your client negotiate this? We'll go in hard and professionally and see what we can do regarding that house. And it's up to the seller, but with Holly's negotiation and me knowing the guidelines, it'll be a very successful and smooth transaction.
Well, thank you, my friend, and I thank you. I appreciate that, and it's again, you mentioned teamwork. It's all about the team.
Yes.
It's a lot of effort that goes in on everybody's part, and when everyone has the same goal and we all understand
Yeah.
their assignment. We all know the assignment, right? When you have somebody who understands the assignment, you can't let,
Please.
yeah, I gotta understand the assignment. Can understand the assignment. Well, thank you again for joining. Thanks everybody who jumped on. Please like us. Obviously, give us a little thumbs up and tap that bell so that you get notified every time we come live. Anytime I come live and anytime Cece and I come live, we come live together. Typically, it's Tuesdays, 6:30 Eastern. Obviously, today's a Thursday. The last 2 weeks have been holidays, so we had to move it. But we're live on Tuesdays, 6:30 Eastern, talking everything real estate and mortgage. If you do have questions, you can reach out to us by just going into the commentary at the end, and you will find my email address. You'll find a phone number. We're easy to look up online, and we'd love to have more conversation and do some more podcasting and do some more conversations with some questions. We love taking those questions and really having a conversation around it.
And education.
Mhm.
We love educating. We want you to know what's happening. We don't want to say, oh, just trust us and we're going to get it done. Like a lot of
Right.
loan officers who don't answer the phone, who don't like to answer the hard questions. We do. We work from our cell phones. A lot of people don't. They give you the office phone number. They only want to be contacted between 8 and 5. So that's a difference with us. That's a value you get with us and working with us with our team.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we're all in it. We're single moms.
yeah,
We're all in.
all
We're
in.
all in. All in here in Michigan, all in here in Florida.
Okay, well, cheers. Here,
Okay,
I'll
have
grab
a
my
safe trip
coffee.
out.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. Would love to, maybe next week we'll talk about some of the things that everybody's got on their list for what they're going to do this year. And let's really continue to be positive, create an amazing atmosphere, be blessed. And I will see you next week
Tuesday.
on Tuesday. Thank you.
Tuesday.
I will see you
Okay.
next week on Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern. Be here or be here.
Bye.
Bye.